Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. I just wanted to take a minute to discuss with you kind of some of the YouTube stuff in regards to monetization and stuff. It's quite helpful for a lot of people. YouTube have been kind of, some might call it quite good in supporting the channel, and some might call it it's quite selfish in supporting the channel. But basically, they're telling you do some shorts, you know, to short feeds and do this and do that and set up memberships, and that's fine. But I don't understand it all. So I think this morning I've set up a membership program. Now, if that does pop up and anyone wants to be a member, I believe it's £3 a month, and I don't know really what the full benefits are, but I think you get kind of signs next to your name and stuff when you write messages, and certain little perks like that, including shout outs. So if at any point the membership stuff does pop up, then feel free to join, and £3 a month, and of course it always goes towards the projects and the channel, which is actually getting quite expensive to run. I'm more and more often now finding myself with less money, and I've been saying that for the last couple of years. I'm giving away and doing too much. I've got to get better at having a balance. For example, the lexmoto over there and the Piaggio Fly probably need a new carb each, but the channel can't afford it. I can't afford it either. So things like that. So anyway, all of the membership programs, anything like that pops up, all of the shorts, I don't want them to drown out the original contents, the original watchers, the original viewers and stuff like that. I want you guys to all continue watching as you do, in the way you do, and commenting, and actually I think we have a nice community. I think we have almost a friendship with a huge number of people on this channel. Lots of you have got me very excited about the lexmoto build, so I'll be back to that at some point. However, I believe I've got some footage left from the Piaggio Fly, so you're going to see that first. Okay, so let me just explain where we are with this bike. We've taken the original the original manifold here, and we've converted it to hold a carb. That's there, that's fine, it's a basic 125 carb. We've blocked the intakes. There's two on here that was letting in the fuel originally, and something else on the other side. That's blocked. They're not letting any air in or out. That's good. And then the carbs over on the end there, just pushed in, but I did have to add some rubber to it to make it fit to this particular connection, but you can get ones that fit. So that part's easy. Problem for me at the moment is that all these carbs I have spare, they're junk. There's a reason I junked them. It's because they weren't working well. So it's a bit iffy at the moment doing what I'm doing in the way I'm doing it with these carbs, because you can't really tell what's going on. Secondly, could the computer be kicking in and messing around because it's not sensing what it should be? There's an air fuel sensor there, there's the actual injector there, and then you've got the throttle body precision sensor. Could they be confusing the whole system under the carb? I don't personally think they will. I think you can disconnect these and time away. I think it'll be fine. But we don't know that yet at this point, because what they could be doing is restricting, retarding, or advancing the spark system. That's the truth. They could be doing that. So we have to keep that in mind. My hope is that it just sparks at the same time, and that doesn't mess with any of that, and all that controls is the fuel and air mixture from the computer. It is more likely to be that. So the spark system should spark as normal, which means when we mix our own air and fuel in a carb like we do there, that it should just be okay, and I think it will. The other thing I want to look at, and there's two of you out there talking to me about this conversion. You've both got similar bikes that are fuel injected, and you're having the same issue, so you're looking at this conversion very carefully. So I thought I'd show you it close up and carefully. That basis there is quite simple. I did need a slightly longer throttle cable, that's fine, I've got one at home. And I have a suspicion that the spark plug has an issue. I've got a brand new one down there, that's fine. Oh, and I'm missing my oil cap, which Nat has got, but I'll work that out at some point. That's all fine. So today, at this stage, I want to simply get some fuel, change the spark plug, see where we're at in regards to this carb with a new spark plug, because that spark plug was definitely kind of intermittently having issues, and it was black, so I need to check that out first. If it seems to be the same with the new spark plug in, then I want to look at jetting for that. I want to look at jetting. I'll put the big old filter on as well. I'm going to restrict it a little bit on the outside with tape, just a bit, not stupidly, just a touch. And I want to see if I can mess with the jettings in regards to this bike to get it running better. It's tough because it's quite far away. The other option I've got, which I'm seriously contemplating, this would be amazing if it was right, but that's the AP50, that's no good. But the CG125 carbs, I've normally got one or two kicking about. I feel like I do have one somewhere. I want to test it and see if it will bolt directly. Alright, directly. So before I try and fire it, I'm going to do a couple of things. I can't find a CG carb, but that looks wider to me, but I really do want to try one, so eventually I might buy one. A couple of things I want to do. The clutch shouldn't have to be in when it's in neutral for it to start. So I'm going to cut them, wire them together, get rid of that clutch starting system. That's ridiculous. Possibly end the side stand switch. If it's two wires, which it appears to be. Is it two wires there? One, two. I'm possibly going to end the side stand switch at some point, not necessarily now. Again, just to be sure. And some slight restriction on the air filter, which is somewhere there. Yes, and I'm going to fire it up and just see how it is at the moment. In fact, I won't even restrict the filter at first. I'm just going to fire it up, see if it sounds better, just because I've changed the spark plug. That's kind of step one. In hope that the spark plug was the issue and it's going to run and ride great now anyway. To be fair, this system's set up strong enough that I could give it a very basic test run. I would just have to make sure I turn left and not right. So let me get some fuel in, dribbling down to the carb. Let me get the battery on and hope the battery's got enough juice to start it up at least and get it idling. Alright, let's see if we got enough electric to fire up. On. Right, I'm going to go and get the car. It doesn't sound terrible, but you can hear it, it's not screaming. I think we're looking at jetting. I'm going to have to pop that off. And now I don't know what I'm going to do. I think it's got 105s or something in it. Normal moped Galeras have 85s in them. Piaggio's even, I think they're updated to lower emissions. I might try a 90. I need to get it off and see. This is going to be a get it off, chuck it on and try a few times kind of thing. You'll hear it. You'll hear if it's got its power back, because it'll peak massively. Alright, look who's here. Nat's from Nat's Knackers Yard. And we've got the Triumph. Have you named this one? Beast. Is it the Beast? Yeah. Beast. So obviously we watch all of these on the channel. But you never really experience these bikes unless you see them, and that is the truth.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think you're right, Nat. I think the head guard works in person. On the videos, when you took that off and you had it clean, it looked, but that works. This is a muscle bike. This is what we would have called a muscle bike. Yeah, it's weighty, but it's got the power, and it's the back end that does it for me. That's the muscle look. It's a bit trimmer, but it's wide. It shows that it's got the engine in the bulk. Slightly trimmer rear end, massive engine front end. That's a muscle bike, and it rides very smooth. And that's got a little bit of footage of me riding, and obviously of him riding. I might have dropped the clutch a little bit here by mistake, but nothing major. Yes, it looks much better up front in person. Much better, because this, mind you, you get so many bikes that kind of calls.
Yeah, but it's a Marmite bike.
Yeah.
It is love or hate. There's very little in between.
What else did you do? What was it? And the rear end.
Straight the flat end on the rat bike. On the,
that's right. That's right. Because
you
you were going to build one, weren't you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I loved this. I think on one of my next builds, if I ever get a build where all the speedo system and drive system's gone, I think I'm going to try all that.
But I need idiot lights. I'm an idiot.
Well, people need them. Yeah.
I'm not. I could piss around to get them in sync and everything else, but frankly,
yeah,
I'm not fussed. I just want idiot lights because it's too loud to know if you're indicating. You can't hear that click, obviously.
Yeah.
But
the other thing I'll look at now on a bike where instead of paying for all this again, I'm going to look at putting a phone stand there, so that when people ride their bikes, the phone sits there like the new KTM's.
Yeah.
And you just download a speed app.
Yeah. I was thinking about it with this, but just because I had the clocks.
But they work, yeah. Why were they sideways?
Because the mounting bolts behind them are in weird positions. So one's at 9 and 3 o'clock.
Okay.
On one side, the other ones are at like 4 and 10.
Okay.
So I had to rebuild this bracket to hang it on and everything. But basically, the only way I could get them in and secured on the straight bracket he had, rather than cut one,
right,
was to put them sideways.
Brilliant.
And I didn't care. It worked. You know.
And obviously, you rode it 45 minutes here and back.
Yeah, well, to make them, yeah.
Wow.
I tell you, it's I mean, you had a quick ride there. It's so much fun. I keep getting surprised by how quick it is, but you know, it's a 900. It's not going to be slow.
Are you going to throw this up instead of messing with that? Because that's not dominant. When you're here,
I don't know.
I'd be tempted to, as you got your next project in mind.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that at different angles that looks massive. It's not. Here.
No, the only bit that concerns me slightly is it's pushed the edge across a bit as well. So if I am going to fix it, I'm probably going to put some flat wood on there, belt it a few times to sort of panel beat it so that line's straight.
Really?
Because at the moment I'm going to fill it, make all that look good, and it's going to have a bulge below that line. I don't know, I've not really thought about it. I wanted to get the MOT.
I'd be tempted to touch this bit up to stop further rustling and get it out there. Muscle bikes aren't perfect anyway.
The next owner's probably going to drop it within 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're not perfect. They're meant for being bombed around. Me and Nat were just establishing the fact that he has built a muscle bike. It's a muscle bike. In fact, it's more muscly than the Harley now, isn't it?
It looks like it's tried to catch up, overdone the steroids, ruined its testosterone count, but it looks bigger.
Yeah.
It does look similar, doesn't it?
So similar. So in fact, even the big old sticky out lights.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think, yeah, it's brilliant. My bars look really high when you look at it like that. Oh yeah, but yours are low.
That is low though. You are properly splayed out across the tank.
Oh, and that's just left. I like that Triumph. Sting is still my favourite. I like Sting. It's got the old 400 engines I used to love. Problem is, guys, I just love bikes and I just want them all. So you know, I could buy Sting and that's lovely, and that would, you know, just let me take it and pay when out. You know, there's no issues with it, but I don't want to have a stockpile of bikes that I'm not using daily. I was just saying to Nat that the Harley just not quite right at the moment. I'm going to give it a good service soon. That'll be a good video, but when I can afford the parts, basically. The other thing me and Nat was saying was on this we might jet it all day long and it feels the same. Might need valves, might need other stuff doing. So I don't know. I think my plan is to go with my lowest jet, which I think is 90 or 85. Try the lowest jet, pop it out, and then try the highest jet and see if there's much difference, and then work from there. So you're going to see the bike in a minute. Lowest jet in, and then I'm going to go highest jet, and then I'm going to kind of do in-betweens. Okay guys, so with the 90 in, we've got a very similar issue. It kind of it's just not peaking, look. It sounds fine, and it's doing its thing, it's just not peaking, listen. So that was max revs there. Again, no huge issue, just not peaking, and when it was on the road, it just wasn't quite right. It's Sultan, you can see in the background.
Guess who's back?
You're not back.
Again.
You're not back. You're hardly
Hello,
busy. Again, kind of similar.
I leave for like what, 3 weeks, and you come back with. This was working at some point. I remember it was working. And
it is working now, mate. I mean, I could chuck the tank on now. Honestly, I could.
Want to give it a test run?
I did last week. I did. It's running exactly like this. So when you put weight on it, yeah. No, don't.
It's gonna burn my bollocks.
Yeah, but also that's gonna give you fiberglass rash and everything. So.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've been doing.
It's got no battery. You can't ride it right now. Trust me. What was I saying? Yeah, it's lack of power. So let me. Right, that's the 90 jet, guys. Let me go to my max. I think my max is 110 or 120. That's 108, 115. There you go. 95. It's a 90 in it right now. 108. Right, I think I'm going to jump to 115. I'm going to go right to the other extreme, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So this has got to be impossible. Look, I'm in at the tappet or valve. Look, it's impossible. There's no way. I don't know what's gone on there, but the thing's at the top. Someone's either played with it and not set it, or it's wiggled itself loose. It's not set. I need to get online. I mean, that would absolutely explain what was going on, but I need to get online now and check what the clearances are, because I don't have a clue. I'm shocked. It is at top dead centre. I'll show you that down here. If I can work around Sultan. Move back, man. Give me some space.
Hey.
Right, down there. Straight line. Have we got a straight line down there? Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can.
I can't.
What?
I can't see anything.
Straight line?
No.
It's hard to see, but it's there. And it is at top dead centre. So this one's very loose. But that one's ridiculously loose. It's not. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look. So I'm going to find the settings and set them, and I think that will solve all of the issues. Maybe because one of the valves literally wasn't doing anything. Let me check what they should be. Alright guys, so I have set the valves to the best of my ability. They were so far out. I'd be curious now. So we've got a 115 main in. We'll hear it, we'll know. It will kind of, it'll go up and it will peak out. So let me chuck a bit more fuel in. Let me hook up the battery. I'll put you on the stand and then we'll see what's going on. Knowing my luck, it will sound and feel exactly the same as it did anyway. Fuel on. AirPod on, valves done, something. How are we looking?
Fingers on.
Oh, spark plug's not, yeah. Spark would help. And we're back. Sounds. It's gonna be really hard, but I need to get it on the road. That sounded better. That definitely sounded better. It peaked more. Remember, we might not have the right. I mean, it wouldn't hurt now to put the original. No, hang on. The original was not the original to this bike. Right, it would hurt. Let me put the battery on. Chuck the seat on. I'm gonna have to keep the extra fuel flow like that, but I'm gonna have to take it for a very quick spin.